Good afternoon. Do you tend to believe Jesus, to take him at his word? Before you answer that question, I would suggest that often we don't. We think we do, but our behavior would suggest the opposite. You know the famous passage, "Why are you anxious about what you will eat or what you will wear?" And how does it end up? Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Now, the middle of July may seem like a strange time to talk about stewardship, but we really need to talk about stewardship so we don't have to talk about it anymore. Because if, in fact, following Jesus, if you wish to be my disciple, take up your cross and follow me. Another example where we think we take Jesus at his word, but our behavior suggests otherwise. Stewardship really does demand that we get clear about some things. First and foremost, in our consumer culture, Christianity offers an alternative, but the alternative isn't all that palatable. You have to say, everything I have is a gift from God. Therefore, I will give the first fruits back to God. I will say thank you to God with the best of my resources, not the leftovers after I've worried about what I'm going to wear or what I'm going to eat. So if you've not made a financial pledge for 2022, you need to, for your spiritual health and well-being. I'm absolutely serious. You need to sit down and say, what percentage of my God-given gifts am I going to offer back to God? And put a number down and stick to it. Second, stewardship is more than money. It's about how I organize my life, what my priorities are. Really and truly, being in church on a regular basis, i.e. not once a month, but where it is a priority and I organize around that, is absolutely essential if we're going to grow in our relationship with God. And finally, I just want to remind you that as our country and indeed the entire world seems to be falling apart, the credible witness of the church in the past is not going to be sufficient going forward. If our parish cannot be a place where everyone is embraced and loved unconditionally, even as we may disagree about the most fundamental issues, except that we know that God has intervened decisively in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth, when we organize around that principle, that truth, that relationship, then all things become possible. But please, a half-hearted commitment to God and to the church isn't sufficient to the troubles we face in our own day. So I invite you, step up, take your place, and let's see where we might go together. Thanks very much.